Well, good morning, everybody, and what a wonderful and auspicious day to be celebrating Father's Day together. Thank you all for coming and being here, and of course, a happy Father's Day to all of you here that are fathers. Just holding that in our hearts for a moment. And I also understand and respect that for some of us, our fathers may no longer be present with us in form. In the Buddhist practice, who you really are was never born and will never die. The opposite of death is birth. Life is eternal. And that presence that you once called Father, who the form is no longer with us, is still present and can still be with you simply by bringing that presence into your heart. And of course, I also want to recognize that for some folks, father may have been a very bad experience. And so today, as we did on Mother's Day, I want to honor that divine masculine and that divine feminine, today more the divine masculine, by bringing to mind and bringing to heart those people or even that person who brought forth and embodied the divine masculine in your life. It very well may have been your biological father, but perhaps not. It could have been another being in your life. Could even have been a woman. Believe it or not, it may have been a pet. Something that embodied the divine masculine qualities and brought those forth and brought those into your awareness, into your life. So we want to honor that as well. In the Buddhist practice, the Buddhist said that that parenting is a path of service, sacrifice, and surrender, and is held in the highest esteem. So we honor those of you who are fathers. At the same time, we honor all of you in the divine masculine that you have brought forth into not only your own life, but into the lives of those around you. So what are some of those qualities of the divine masculine? Let's think for a moment of people in our lives, or even pets, that have brought forth the qualities of courage, the qualities of clarity, action, a firm sense of direction and purpose, movement, responsibility, strength, focus, generosity, and intellect, transformation, and growth. So closing our eyes and taking a breath, think for a moment of a being, and it may, again, as I say, may very well be your biological father. But think of the beings in your life, whether man, woman, a pet, that have demonstrated for you those qualities. Have given you inspiration to find strength within yourself. And holding that person in your heart, or that being in your heart, that is the truest form of honoring, of bringing to mind and keeping them with us always. And with a deep breath, can return to the Dharma Talk. So I want to talk a little bit about the divine masculine itself. I even provide a little graphic here. Karen, could you flip us forward once? I put a little graphic there because on Mother's Day, when I talked of the divine feminine, a number of people asked me for that list of those qualities. And so I decided today that I would go ahead and provide them for everyone, for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine, these qualities of being. And it's very important to note that in the Buddhist practice, we honor the relationship between the masculine and the feminine. And indeed, the teachings engage both these sets of qualities. And in Buddhist cosmology and in the Buddhist teachings, it is understanding this dance between being and doing, masculine and feminine, that is intrinsic to the process of waking up. It is a common misconception that the divine masculine, like the divine feminine, is inherent to our biosuits. That only women can have divine feminine qualities and only men can have divine masculine qualities. And that is a complete misconception. And it's not true. Each and every one of us bears all of these qualities. And it's not so much as seeking balance in those qualities, or let me rephrase that. It's not so much achieving balance in those qualities as much as it is being constantly mindful and aware of those qualities in us as they arise. Sometimes a slight imbalance is necessary. Sometimes aspects of our personality and our humanness, sometimes deemed masculine or feminine, as they are expressed through our individuality, sometimes we need to be a little more emotional or a little more intellectual. But it's the awareness of that that is important. And it is awareness that unties or rectifies any imbalance in the masculine or the feminine qualities as they are brought forth in our speech, our action, and our thoughts. A healthy representation of the divine masculine is witnessed through a person who demonstrates a strength but is yet gentle, an appropriate sense of action, of guidance and leadership, without the need of praise and ego stroking. These qualities of divine masculine are demonstrated in a person who turns away from greed and conflict and instead stays in a space of honor, honesty, and diplomacy or tact. This person is confident but not arrogant, adventurous but not reckless. The Buddha taught the middle way. In his own life, as he sought awakening, he tried so many avenues. Asceticism, actually keeping from the body nourishment, warmth, comfort of any kind, and it almost killed him. And he learned that that's not the way to awakening. And it's like this. This is the world of duality that we live in. We only know night because there's day. We only know cold because there's hot. In the same way the Buddha teaches, he learned that to go from one extreme to the other, he found the middle way. It is only because of sadness that we know joy. These are the teachings. It's finding that middle path. So when we are in imbalance, exuding masculine properties, perhaps too much so, too much action, going, doing, lists, the the fatigue. And then the natural process of the divine feminine kicking in. Relax, nurture, get a massage, for crying out loud. Treating the self well. It's okay. It's finding that middle way. With ongoing and consistent self-awareness of our tendencies, weak or strong aspects are brought more into balance. It is normal behavior to be naturally stronger in some aspects of your life, of the masculine or feminine, than others, and weaker in some. And that's natural, that's normal, yet we judge. I'm so impatient. I'm not creative. I suck. And it is awareness of these tendencies to judge, to blame. I should be a better dancer. Mom was a great dancer. Or I should be better at fixing cars because Dad was such a great mechanic. Should, shouldn't, all these things. And it's not about worldly skills. It's about embodying these aspects of compassion, love, kindness, understanding, and realizing that for ourselves. We're so good at it outside, right? I can be compassionate for these people, and I can be patient with this person. But when it comes to having compassion for myself or patience with myself, that just goes right out the window. So the goal is not to be in perfect balance all the time, nor is it to master all the positive aspects of the masculine or the feminine. The goal, as it were, or if you could call it that, is simply to understand. Seek first to understand why we react instantly. Our awakening process, especially early on, is always retro. I always see it an hour or two after I said it or did it, or sometimes a day or two after I said it or did it. And it's kind of germinated with me. It's like, why did I say that? Why do that? Seeking to understand where that came from. And in seeing that impatience, noticing that imbalance of the divine masculine, I can then simply be aware of it, and awareness unties all the knots. Awareness is what actually does the work. Because see, we spend most of our life asleep. We spend most of our life unaware. We just react to this, react to that, react to this. And there's no introspection, no playful curiosity as to where that came from. And as we do that work, we peel away the layers of conditioned patterns of speech and behavior that have been ingrained in us since day one by teachers, ministers, neighbors, family members. By every experience that you've had has taught you to react a certain way. And we transcend and include that by being aware of it. So as we bring awareness and a playful curiosity to these masculine and feminine properties as they manifest in our lives, we can then make applicable changes to bring ourselves more into balance. And there are some other things more practical that we can do. So for example, commit to meditation. Make a commitment, whether it's 10 or 15 minutes in the morning, in the evening, or if you can, 15 minutes at work during lunch. Just make a commitment, a regular commitment to meditation and bringing a suchness into your life, a suchness of each moment, a beingness instead of always working for something in the future or dealing with something in the past. Bring presence into your life and commit to meditation. Another practice that you can do is it's sort of a masculine and feminine balancing meditation. For example, on the inhale, simply bring a mantra or a phrase to mind such as, I am strong. On the exhale, I am flexible. And on the inhale, I am balanced. And those three can simply repeat. Then on the exhale, I am strong. On the inhale, I am flexible. And on the exhale, I am balanced. A simple tool such as that to help bring about some balance in these qualities of masculine and feminine. So I would like to take a moment and simply honor all those beings in our lives that have shown us or demonstrated those qualities of divine masculine. Even myself, my own father, who was my biological father left when I was like 6 months old, so I don't even have any clue as to who that is. But the man who adopted me and married my mother was actually a raging alcoholic until the day he adopted me and married my mother. And he quit cold turkey. And for some of us here in recovery, we know what an amazing feat that can be. He dedicated himself to family. And there was such a deep direction and focus of purpose. He knew that there was only one thing to do, and that was care for his family. I learned that from him. Do I focus on the alcoholism? Do I focus on the fact that he taught me to cuss like a sailor? Do I focus on the fact that he taught me to drink like a cowboy? All those types of things? No. I focus on the fact that he taught the deep perspective of goal and direction, working for his family. He traveled. He was a traveling salesman. So he left on Monday morning and didn't return until Friday night. So he was virtually absent in my life. Do I focus on that? No, because he did it out of love. It's not what we do, it's the quality of the doing. This was the best way that he knew to care for his family, to bring home the bacon. Do I focus on this, oh my gosh, he worked so hard and work was more important than family, all these types of things? No, because I know them not to be true. It's what he did, it's all he knew to do, and he did the best he could at it. And from other beings who demonstrated that quality of divine masculine for me, a dedication. For example, my own teacher taught me to practice like your hair is on fire. That deep devotion to practice, to the teachings, to kindness and compassion. He taught me, imagine that everybody is awake but you. And I know off the cuff that seems weird, but think about it for a moment. That means every single person you meet is your teacher. And it's true. In Course in Miracles, there are only two expressions in the universe, love and a call for love. And so all of these things are gifts from those beings that have embodied the divine masculine. And so I want to end with a little poem here by Edgar Guest called Father. My father, in a day or two, could put the biggest crooks in jail. There's nothing that he cannot do. He knows no word like fail. Our confidence he would restore, of that there is no doubt. But if there's a chair to mend, well, we might have to send that out. All public questions that arise, he settles on the spot. He waits not till the tumult dies, but grabs it while it's hot. In matters of finance, he can tell Congress exactly what to do. But oops, he forgot to pay the water bill when it came due. In conversation, Father can do many wondrous things. He's built upon a wiser plan than presidents or kings. He knows the ins and outs of each and every deep transaction. Dad's in the now for theories, but it looks like tomorrow for action.